what is your attitude towards the classics of the Western theatre? You have put on stage Chekhov, which is a classic, but how do you feel towards Shakespeare, for example? Are you not attracted?
Yes, that's my problem. I think I have missing this Shakespeare organ in my body. I simply don't know how to communicate with this. How to say it is? It's the first of all, I have this almost how to say this obsession with the detail, with logic of every detail, it's almost autist way of logic, and then such more abstract stories. For example, when people are solving their problems just with killing each other, I simply don't really. I cannot really identify with such situations. I would say in Shakespeare stories, if people have problems, they just the way how they solve the problems is just kill each other. And normal human beings are not doing it like this. So maybe it could make sense to stage the Shakespeare dramas in prisons, where the amateur theaters in prisons. Maybe they could how to say understand this logic. And then I don't like about Shakespeare that he is, how to say, it is so much about instincts. I think he treats how to say he treats human beings like animals in terms of that they are that human beings are imprisoned by their instincts. All the passions in Shakespeare dramas, with exceptions, of course, maybe few plays would be exceptions, but mostly all the reason of all the passions are coming from, how to say, from very low chakras. Yeah, about this power, jealousy, how to say, those are, how to say, very Hamlet. No, Hamlet, yes, no. Excuse me, if one young man has such a, how to say, if solving his problems, and there are 7 corpses at the end, you have to call a doctor. It's a medical case. It is. No, of course, I respect Shakespeare as a philosopher very much. I think he's maybe not many people in our history understood this species of human being as much as Shakespeare. As a philosopher, I respect him very much, but as a dramaturg, he's just completely not fitting with my understanding of how to. But maybe it will come. Maybe it will come. For example, for years I was ignoring, totally was ignoring, how to say, any proposals to do operas, and now I suddenly, last year something, it was such a big shock for me that those doors suddenly opened, and now I'm afraid that I will spend my next years only doing operas. So you will never know. Maybe there will come one day where this door of Shakespeare will open for me as well.
Your way to work with other actors, being an actor yourself, has changed during the years? The approach to the work on stage?
Of course, it is. Every profession has its own technologies, and if you are interested in your profession, you try to improve your technologies, your methods. Yes, you are. With it being older, you're getting more lazy, and then you working more, how to say, economical. You don't do the how to say, you don't waste your movements. You try to focus on the essential things. But after working, I don't know, with the Swiss, Russian, Italian, Austrian, other actors, I can tell you that very good actors are in each country. They are very similar. Only average actors are very different. But really good actors, they are. It doesn't matter. Their mentality, their national mentality, tradition somehow is disappearing. Those great actors. They are like one brotherhood. Yes, they are very similar. That's surprising.
About your theater, it is it's well known that you have a kind of aesthetics of objects. You love everyday life objects and everyday lives. This is one of the main thing in your theater. Does it mean that you look for antiquarian real objects to put on stage? You want the object of that time, or?
Yes, it is objects, and in our performances they are partners of actors, they're equal partners of actors, and of course because all my performances more or less they're always about past.
Yes.
I would say all my theater work could be described as a long necrologue of past. Then of course we prefer to have real objects, because the real objects on stage, they have this special energy, aura. That's why, for example, in Sonja, what you will see here in Lugano, this story takes place in one little old apartment in former Leningrad, now Petersburg. On stage there are 95% only real objects and even, how to say, even the floor, this wooden parquet floor. Our scenographer, she went to Petersburg and found the old apartment destroyed, and she took the real floor from Leningrad. Of course, audience, if I wouldn't say this, never would find out it, but somehow for energy of this performance, it is important.
So you do a lot of research work with your actors.
Of course, it should be. Yes. It's there's in some performances where most of this time spent on preparation. It's a research, not actual rehearsals, but research.
So this is typical in Eastern Europe with all great, Dodin, Lev Dodin, do the same thing.
Now I'm rehearsing, for example, in Schaubühne in Berlin, and in this in our team there's one actor who used to be part of the old Schaubühne in Peter Stein's time.
Yeah. And
yesterday he was telling me that in old Schaubühne times, most of the rehearsing time was a research as well. Yeah.
But theater is an art, a profession, a way to see the world. What is it?
After 20 or even almost 30 years after working in theater like me, it is like a profession, of course, first of all, because you already became the professional animal. You became like instrument of some. Of course, if I start to really think about your question, then I have to think a very long time before I answer this.